You ever top off the tank, look at the number and think, man, did I just donate to the highway fund? If you're a Ram guy, you've probably had that moment twice. Once with the Hemi rumble in your ear, and once with someone telling you the Hurricane's the future and you're a dinosaur. Here's the problem. The spreadsheet and the seat of your pants don't always agree, and Ram just exposed why. On paper, the twin-turbo Hurricane looks like the cheat code. Big torque, quick spool, cleaner emissions numbers, and strong EPA labels. Meanwhile, the 5.7 Hemi is the old warrior. Legendary sound, linear power, and a reputation that's half myth, half machine shop bill. If you stop at the brochure, the Hurricane wins easy. But it's never that simple. When you add the fuel-grade fine print, how boost behaves under load, and what actually fails in the real world, the gap changes. Sometimes a lot. Let's start where the math pretends to be honest. The label. A well-spec'd Hemi 4x4 lives around 18 to 19 combined when driven like an adult. The Hurricane SO can flirt with 19 to 21 combined, sometimes better on a dead-flat highway day. The HO stronger, thirstier, figure mid to high teens. So far, so good. But here's the twist most folks skip. Fuel grade. The Hurricane HO requires premium. The SO will run on regular, but Ram recommends premium for best performance. And when you're working it hard, heat, altitude, towing. Translation. The MPG win you saw on the sticker might get taxed at the pump. Quick reality check with easy numbers. Say regular is $3.60, mid-grade $3.90, premium $4.20. Drive 15,000 miles. A Hemi at 18 miles per gallon burns about 833 gallons, around $3,250 if you feed it mid-grade like many do. A Hurricane. So, at 20 miles per gallon uses 750 gallons. On regular, that's about $2,700, and you're smiling. But if you do what a ton of owners end up doing, run premium for heat, towing, or just to keep it happy, now it's $3,150. That's $100 difference for the year. Miss a little on MPG with bigger tires or a roof box, and that flips. And with the HO at 17 miles per gallon on premium, you're closer to $3,700. The spreadsheet loves the Hurricane until you add that one line about octane. Then it gets quiet. But the Hemi has a bigger problem than gas money. Yeah, and Ram basically told us by moving off it. The biggest Hemi flaw isn't the number on the EPA label. It's the odds of getting bit by the same failures we've all heard about. Lifter, cam wear, and exhaust manifold hardware. Not every truck gets it, but if yours does, it's not cheap. A cam and lifter's job can run into the thousands. Manifold repairs add insult and hours. One ugly visit can erase years of fuel savings. That's the part that stings. Emotion says V8 forever. The spreadsheet nods, sure. And then the parts counter says, we're waiting on. You only need to have that conversation once to understand why Ram pivoted. Now, does that mean the Hurricane is flawless? Number, it's new, it's complex, and it does turbo things under load. At a steady cruise, the SO can be stellar. Light foot, flat road, it sips. But the second you call for power, merging, climbing, towing, the turbos wake up, enrichment starts doing its job, and the MPG drops like any high-output engine. That's not a scandal, that's physics. Boost gives you power on demand, and power on demand takes fuel on demand. Meanwhile, the Hemi's naturally aspirated curve is predictable. It's less efficient overall, but it doesn't spike quite the same when you crack into it. If you tow a lot in hills or fight wind, you'll see that difference on your receipts. Here's where guys get themselves twisted. Gearing and tires. A Hurricane with aggressive gears and 35s will drink more than a Hemi on highway gears and stock rubber. Same truck, different setup, different budget. If your MPG seems off, look under the fenders and in the axle, not just under the hood. And remember, altitude, heat, and load make octane matter more. The SO can run 87, plenty do. But if you live where it's hot, tow on weekends, or just like the sharper response, you'll end up at the 91 pump more than the brochure suggests. That's the trap. Great numbers, with a quiet asterisk. Let's talk reliability without the brand war noise. The Hemi's cam/lifter story is real. Plenty of owners go 200,000 with nothing but oil and brakes. Plenty of others learned new words at the service counter. The manifold hardware is another well-documented nuisance, often fixable, rarely free if you're out of warranty. The Hurricane's story is still being written. Early owners have seen the usual new engine stuff. A check engine here, a software update there. Nothing systemic yet, but the platform is young. If you like known quantities, the Hemi's sins are at least predictable. If you like rolling the dice on new tech for a better payoff, the Hurricane is tempting. Choose your stress. Towing is where both camps show their cards. The Hurricane so feels strong. Right now, torque, dieselish in how it pulls when you're not foot to the floor. But extend that pull up a long grade, keep your foot in it, and you'll watch the fuel needle move. Oil temps creeping into the 200s and 30s on a summer climb? Not unusual for either motor when you're working. The Hemi isn't as quick off the line with a load, but it's steady. If you do 10-hour hauls with a camper, predictability matters. If you prefer muscle on demand and you're okay paying at the pump during the heavy moments, the Hurricane's character will make you grin. By the way, if keeping the math honest without killing the fun is your thing, hit subscribe. When Ram drops the next round of updates or a real bulletin hits either engine, I'll break it down in plain English so you're not guessing before a big purchase. No fluff, just what changes your wallet or your weekend. Back to emotion versus spreadsheet. The reason V8 guys defend the HEMI has nothing to do with cubic inches on a spec sheet. It's the way it feels. Response is linear. Sound is, well, it's why the parking garage wakes up. You can mod a Turbo 6 to bark, but the Hemi bark is born, not bolted. That said, emotion doesn't pay for parts. If you've already eaten a cam job, or you're just done worrying about it, it's fair to want the new thing. Just go in with your eyes open. The Hurricane wins the stats game, but the octane line and the boost curve will ask for their rent. And the HO's premium requirement is not a suggestion. Let's run a simple 5-year snapshot to make this real. Scenario A, Hemi at 18 miles per gallon, mid-grade at $3.90, 15,000 miles per year. Fuel is about $3,250 a year, $16,250 over 5. Scenario B, Hurricane. So at 20 miles per gallon, regular at $3.60, you stay out of the throttle. Fuel is about $2,700 a year, $13,500 over 5. That looks like a $2,750 win. But if you're in heat, tow occasionally, and you actually run premium in that SO half the time, blend your cost and you're suddenly a lot closer. Call it within $1,000 or so across 5 years. And if you're the I want the HO guy at 17 miles per gallon on premium because fun is legal, you're paying for the fun. No judgment, just be honest with yourself. Repairs tip the scale more than fuel ever will. If the Hemi's valve train hits you once, or your manifold job stacks on top, your savings vanish. If the Hurricane needs a turbo or two out of warranty, that's not free either. The difference right now is we have a decade of Hemi data and a couple of years of Hurricane tea leaves. You can either buy the known devil with your eyes open and a set aside for just in case, or buy the new thing with a plan to watch early patterns and act fast if a campaign appears. Here's the part nobody likes to hear because it's not tribal enough. Both engines are good at the job most truck owners actually do: commuting, light towing, family trips, weekend projects. The arguments get loud at the edges: heavy tow in mountains, long-term ownership past 150,000, or modded builds. If you live in those edges, your answer is clearer. If you don't, the smarter question is, what fuel will I really buy? How heavy is my right foot? And do I want predictable or punchy? If you want a quick decision framework, use 3 yes/no questions. 1. Will you regularly run premium without complaining about it later? If yes, the Hurricane SO's advantage stays intact more often. The HO makes you smile on command. If no, the Hemi's predictability might suit your routine better. 2. Are you towing often in heat or altitude? If yes, assume the Hurricane will spend more of its life in boost. Budget for it. If no, its efficiency at cruise is real. 3. How allergic are you to early cycle gremlins? If you hate software updates and we're waiting on a part, second-year Hurricanes or a well-vetted Hemi can save you headaches. Small note on drivability: people miss throttle feel. The Hurricane's power delivery can feel like it shrinks the truck around you. Light tip-in, quick torque, snappy mid-range. The Hemi asks for a little more pedal, but rewards with a straight, predictable pull. If you drive in bad weather a lot, sometimes predictable is the safer kind of fast. If you like that instant surge for passing and short on-ramps, the 6 is addictive. Money talk, last time, then we land the plane. If you're eyeing a discounted last-of-the-line Hemi and the price is clean, you can be net ahead even if you trade into a Hurricane in a couple years, because you didn't overpay going in. If your current truck is fine and you can wait, you gain leverage by holding. When inventory stacks, deals reappear. And if you're buying new and keeping it long-term, I don't touch junk aftermarket warranties. If you want coverage, look for the manufacturer-backed plan where the covered component list is spelled out. If they can't show it, don't sign. One more quick ask, timed 2 when it actually helps. If this saved you a weekend of forum rabbit holes or kept you from buying the wrong fuel every fill-up, hit subscribe. When the next real-world data point drops, octane changes on a new calibration, a service action, a legit long-haul tow test, I'll bring it straight here so you can adjust without guessing. So, what's the final call? The Hemi's biggest flaw isn't that it drinks, it's that when it does break, it breaks in ways we already know, and they're not cheap. The Hurricane's trap isn't that it's bad, it's that you can accidentally pay for power twice, once in the window sticker and again in octane when life gets hot or heavy. Emotion says V8. The spreadsheet nods at the 6. The smart move is asking which one fits your life honestly, not your comment section identity. If you want sound, predictability, and you've got a trusted shop, the Hemi still makes daily life easy, as long as you're honest about the risks and budget accordingly. If you want quick torque, better cruise numbers, and you don't mind paying for premium when it matters, the Hurricane is a fantastic modern answer. Either way, you'll win if you go in with your eyes open, not your fingers crossed. Now tell me in the comments what you actually run: fuel grade, tire size, gears, average MPG, and what your truck's real job is. The more honest we are with each other, the less money we light on fire. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.